All right, as we welcome you back to the studio here in the Best Buy update, coming up in just a bit here on CBS. All these games coming up in just a bit, and we will get you there after these messages.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
That's Benson taking off for a first down as we welcome so many of you joining us here in Chicago. Some of you saw Cleveland lighting it up today against the Bengals as Anderson throws 5 touchdowns, matching Palmer's 5 on the other side. It reminded many of that shootout back in 04, when it was a 58-48 Bengal win. The Browns with a big victory today over Cincinnati.
Well, I guess Cleveland, they straightened that quarterback situation out quick. Either that or Cincinnati Bengals did.
Jim Nantz and Phil Simms, glad to have you here in Chicago. No score as Benson, you saw him burst for about 12, and now another nice running play out to the 41. This goes for 7 more. Got away from Page. We've had 1 turnover in this game. Chicago on its 3rd snap fumbled. It was Bernard Berrien fumbling, recovered by Kansas City. The Chiefs, though, unable to muster too much on the offensive side as well. Both teams coming off opening week losses. Both teams failing to score touchdowns last week. So 2nd down and 3. They send Benson out of the backfield, and there's a Grossman completion near midfield. That's Desmond Clark for 8 yards and another first down. Well, what a beautiful day it is here on the lakefront of Chicago at Soldier Field, where Kansas City is tangling with the Chicago Bears, the defending NFC champions. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms on hand at Soldier Field, and the Bears are showing a little signs of life on offense for the first time today. It's their 3rd series of the day. Bouncing across that line, Tank Tyler, a rookie out of North Carolina State.
Encroachment. Defense
will set up the Bears in a 1st and 5 situation, and they'll snap it from Kansas City territory for the first time today.
Well, as I watch this game, of course, we're watching the Bears offense. Rex Grossman talking about taking no chances, but maybe more importantly, Cedric Benson. What did he say to us? I just wanted it too much against the San Diego Chargers. So he's going to try to relax today and just let it happen. And even running backs get uptight sometimes.
Good pass is deflected, and that's Benson falling on it. It was an incompletion of Derek Johnson, who's already had a big 11-yard sack in this game. And Benson's former friend, teammate at the University of Texas. They were trying to get the ball over here to Hester, Phil.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears on offense. The fact that they no touchdowns last week, Jim, so that's all they talked about. We got to get more playmakers, and Devin Hester in at wide receiver now, trying to find little different ways, screens, quick passes to get him involved.
Lined up to the right side now on 2nd down and 5. And that's right at the first down yardage with Cedric Benson. You were talking about how he's been pressing, and he said that, you know, he finds himself sometimes searching for it again. You know, he was the guy at Texas, and then his first couple of years, you know, Thomas Jones had terrific seasons, and he backed him up. So he's a little rusty, if you will, in this now role that's come back to him.
He's like a quarterback that wants to throw it 40 times a game. They say, no, we're going to let you throw it 10. Hard to get in rhythm that way.
Benson on 3rd and short. Looked like he got across. Donnie Edwards, Napoleon Harris, though, trying to clog things up in the middle. This might require a measurement here with the first quarter winding down. So, looks like they're going to measure. The quarter has come to a close, scoreless here, Kansas City and Chicago. welcome you back to the start of the second quarter. They did measure as the first quarter came to a close, and it is a first down for Chicago to start period number 2. Now, they have picked up 39 yards on this current drive, Chicago, which is now longer than any drive they had last week against San Diego. Their longest last week, 37 yards, which was the worst in the league in terms of a team's best single series. There's their coordinator, offensive coordinator, Ron Turner.
Well, that might be why Ron Turner was basically mad as hell this past week. That's what else you say it. I watched him at practice Friday, and he was really making sure his players, and especially Rex Grossman, up on everything and constantly going over what you're supposed to do during the game.
So on first down with 3 receivers, he's got his man, and that's Davis inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. A quick gain of 12.
Boy, Bernard Pollard, what was he looking at? He runs right by the receiver. I guess he thought the pass was coming to him. He misses it and allows the Bears to get about 10 extra yards.
Rashid Davis, you get him in the open field.
Well, he's one of the quicker, faster receivers for the Bears, so he can pick up extra yards after the catch.
Grossman tosses it now. Benson waiting for the blockers to open up an alley, and they do. Down to the 21. He was waiting for Muhsin Muhammad and Olin Kreutz, and they helped him gain 8.
Well, you said Cedric Benson still searching for it. He comes out. Garza, good job leading the sweep for him. Olin Kreutz pulls out there and gets a good job. And then Muhammad, nice kick. Seal block to the inside, and Cedric Benson knows he's got good blocking, can take his time, he can relax, and he picks up 8 yards.
So 7 carries, 38 yards, just his 3rd start. He had 1 start before this year. And now with McKee trying to throw a block, but the Chiefs had a number of bodies over on that side, including Page and Harris. There's a loss of a couple. Benson came on at the end of last season. Majority of those yards, the 647 yards at the end of the year, the last 6 regular season games. In the postseason, he had 2 carries in the Super Bowl game, Phil, for a loss of a yard and a lost fumble. And he got injured, a knee sprain, was taken out of that game in the first half. Adrian Peterson has spelled him now.
Look at all the people up.
3rd down and 4. And that's Berrien holding on after another jarring hit by Benny Sapp.
Well, that was a nice job by Rex Grossman. Just reacting to the blitz. When they get up there like that, every player, there's no way you can block them all. So he knows, take the snap and get rid of it quick. Right on target. That was close. Could have been short of that first down marker.
And they say it's good enough for a first. Inside the 19-yard line. And Peterson remains the running back. He had a costly fumble last week like Benson, but had good average yardage per carry when he had his chances. And it's back to Clark, their tight end, into the arms of Napoleon Harris, but it gains 7. They keep on moving.
Well, it's just a good job, good play calling, good execution right now by the Bears offense. The Chiefs defense most of the time playing very safe, and so they're going to allow you to throw short passes, and they're just hoping to make the tackle before you can pick up 2 or 3 extra yards.
Benson back into the game. This is the 13th play of this drive. John Gilmore, an extra tight end. Going with Benson. Inside the 10 and down to the 5 is Cedric Benson.
One of the strengths of this Bears football team, especially on offense, is a veteran, older, talented offensive line. That was a terrific job by the center, Olin Kreutz, and Ruben Brown hitting the guy, getting off of him, hitting the next player, and allowing Cedric Benson to go forward.
So a goal to go situation now. First down from the 5. Go with the hot back. Off right guard, and he gets more than halfway there. I like when you said to Benson, how would you describe your running style? I mean, what do you think you can do? And he said, Phil, I can do it all.
I can do it all.
I can do it all.
I like it between the tackles. I'm big, fast, powerful, very confident. Knows he can, or thinks and wants to show everybody that he can be a big-time running back in the NFL. And believes he could be playing professional baseball, too.
He was a center fielder in the Dodgers organization. They brought in John St. Clair. He's an eligible receiver on that line. Second and goal. Benson, nope. Play action. Open man. And that is the man we said was eligible, John St. Clair. The backup left tackle catches the touchdown. The Bears' first touchdown of the season goes to a backup offensive lineman.
You wouldn't have got that. We were watching practice on Friday, and we actually asked, do they ever throw passes to him? And we were basically told no. We didn't see one Friday, but they bring it out here today, and wide open. Good job by St. Clair.
Robbie Gould with the extra point try. The new punter on the hold, and the kick is good. 2-yard touchdown toss. Grossman to the 8-year man out of Virginia. Nice pair of hands. Chicago's on the board.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines convenient stop flights, it's like having your own company plane. Chase Freedom, the credit card that lets you switch between cash back and points. And by Sprint, proud sponsors and avid fans of the NFL.
Well, just a gorgeous day here in the Windy City. 70 degrees, nothing but blue skies. Now, he was a reserve tight end in his early years at Virginia, then a center. 8 years in the league. John St. Clair is not the fridge. Maybe they'll come up with a new name for him. This is Drummond running it out. Only to about the 20. What'd you think of the catch?
Terrific job by the big guy. Didn't panic. Nice catch.
Well, the Bears have just driven it down the field, picked up 7 first downs, and then the touchdown to St. Clair. Chicago's first touchdown of the season goes to a tackle eligible. We've got bonus coverage for those of you who've been watching Oakland and Denver. That game right now is in a delay because of lightning. And here Heward has his pass knocked down by Ogunleye. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms on the scene here in Chicago. There is a flag. And for those just joining us, Phil, that was a pretty special drive that Rex Grossman and Benson really did most of the damage for the Bears.
Pass interference. Offense, number 80. 10-yard penalty, it's still first down.
Jim, it was the Bears. We know about their defense. Their offense, they're trying to get an identity. Who are going to be the guys that step up and get it done for them? Well, Cedric Benson, a lot of good runs. Then a nice play action fake at the end of a long drive where they dominated the Chiefs defense. And St. Clair, the big guy. They always say when it's in the air, don't panic. He did not.
So no penalty on the play, and it makes it 2nd down and 10. Just goes as an incompletion. Mike Carey correcting things. And a major shift to the left side for Damon Heward and the Chiefs. Larry Johnson able to squirt to the 25 in a gain of 6. Here is the touchdown just a few minutes ago by the Bears. John St. Clair, backup tackle.
You know what he did really well there? He kept his eye on the ball. You watch that big head, number 78, and you could tell if he turned it too quick. He did not. I can imagine what he was thinking when he went to the line of scrimmage. How nervous was he? He go, oh my gosh, they're going to throw it to me.
3rd down and 4. And trying to get it over to Johnson, and it falls at his feet. 3 and out for Kansas City.
Yeah, that's Damon Huard's fault. He just never got his feet set or got in position to throw it. The first down is, they're going to pick it up. It's a screen play to the right. They've got him blocked inside, and Larry Johnson would have gone down the field and got about 10 yards, which would have been plenty enough for a first down.
Hester trying to shoo away a pigeon. That's what he was doing, running toward the sideline. That's now 3 consecutive 3 and outs for Kansas City. They had a couple of first downs on their first drive, taking the opening kick out to about the 45, but nothing since. As Hester now has a break. Here comes Hester inside the 50 and down the sidelines in the burst, and he is gone. 73 yards, Devin Hester. Jamar Williams threw the pivotal block on Colquitt, the punter. And Hester did this 7 times last year, returns and all. Look at Colquitt. And he just gets shoved to the side. And Devin Hester electrifies them once again at Soldier Field.
Yeah, I'd be happy too if I was on that sideline. And I'll tell you something else. I believe if you kick it to Devin Hester, you're crazy.
Going to pay for it at some point. Gold makes it 14-0. Devin Hester does it again.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Xbox 360 and Halo 3 in stores September 25th. And by Claritin Allergy Products. Live Claritin Clear.
This is Hester's 18th regular season game of his career, and now he has 7 touchdowns in regular season games, plus the first ever opening kickoff return in a Super Bowl. We'll put that one in its separate category. 7 in the regular season, 4 of them punt return touchdowns. And Herm Edwards told us last night we can never afford to be down 2 scores in this game, and they are already. But Drummond trying to give them some good field position to start the next series, and it will begin from the 32-yard line. Rasheed Davis comes over, a little chest bump, and a 14-0 Bear lead. We're back with the Chiefs, having not picked up a first down in their last 12 snaps. From the 31, and Larry Johnson with a quick meeting with Darwin Walker for a loss of a yard. Here is some beautiful block at the end of this, Phil.
It's Colquitt, the punter.
Watch how far Jamar Williams takes him out.
Oh, he just gets.
Oh man,
that's not nice.
That's not a pancake. That's, what is that? Beyond it. Alex Brown is down on the field right now. The Bears find defensive end. And while he receives attention, we'll take a timeout here from Soldier Field.
On CBS is sponsored by Zurich, because change happens. Goodyear, innovative technology to help you get there. And by DirecTV. For the most sports in HD, you have to get DirecTV.
The MetLife Blimp Snoopy 1 providing our aerial coverage on a splendid day here in Chicago. Now the Bears come out to the 25-yard line with 7 minutes to go, second quarter. They come out throwing. Underneath the coverage, it is Clark. Good for 9. College football on CBS next week. Steve Spurrier and South Carolina take on the Bayou Bengals of LSU. That's next Saturday, 3:30. Vern Lundquist, Jerry Danielson. And the pregame show, the college football today with Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman at 3. Next Saturday, SEC on CBS. Second and just a yard. Again, it's Grossman to a tight end, John Gilmore this time. They're saying from the Bears bench that Alex Brown suffered an ankle injury, and it's doubtful he'll return today.
Well, one thing, I tell you, Rex Grossman talked to us yesterday. That last play, maybe that's going to illustrate the way he is going to play football this year. He had a chance to go down the field. He didn't get tempted as much as he would have last year, I think. Took the short receiver, which was wide open, keeps the chains moving, and gets another first down.
All right, they put Hester back in on offense, and they look his way. Now they go to him and right through his fingertips. Trying to get him more active now and get the ball in his hands. Hester, who was a backup DB last year, coming to camp this year, and they're trying to work him in as a wide receiver like long ago in your era, Roy Green of the Cardinals.
Yeah, you know what, Jim? Sometimes you just can't force it. How many times today have we said, don't look for the big plays, just let them happen in this. So when you try to force a guy into an offense, you try to create this role like this, especially for a wide receiver, it's tough. Almost caused a turnover.
Second down and 10. Peterson out of the backfield, takes it, looking for the move on Johnson, does it. The zigzag got him, and he picks up the first. A gain of 11. Derek Johnson was waiting for him, and he had to make a move to escape the linebacker, and what a beautiful move it was.
It was. The Chiefs, they retreat in coverage. Quick decision by the quarterback, Grossman, and look out.
A hip and a hop and a first down. Adrian Peterson. And Benson comes back in, and they return to the Kansas City into the field. Grossman's hit 7 different receivers, but not Muhammad to this point. Benson breaks the first tackle, and then again it's Derek Johnson halting him after 4. Got a little supervision, a little sim supervision of that move of Peterson.
Oh, that is a terrific move. When you can go sideways, which a lot of these skilled players can nowadays in the NFL. Look at that. Directly sideways and then going forward. And it just gives you more, reaffirms what you're trying to do. Don't take a chance and let your good skill guys, that time it was Adrian Peterson, take a simple play and get the extra yards.
Benny Sapp down here on Muhammad. And second down and 6. Pressure. And Grossman got away from Ali. Able to fire it downfield and hits his target. It's Berrien with a block. What a block it was. Berrien has it down to the 23-yard line. That's Muhsin Muhammad, who came up to deck one of the Chiefs, and it goes for 21 yards.
Second time this year. Watch Rex Grossman. Tamba Hali almost knocks it out of his hands. He doesn't because he had 2 hands on the football. It allows him to get away, escape, and then find Berrien down the field wide open. Last week against the San Diego Chargers, Rex Grossman was ripped again with the football, but he had 2 hands on it, and he did not fumble.
That was Patrick Surtain, who was flattened by Muhammad, and Benson stopped quickly by Napoleon Harris.
You know why I bring that up, Jim? It's so important for a quarterback because you never know when you're going to get the pressure. Keep 2 hands on it. That's when you fumble, and Rex Grossman made a point of working on it this offseason with his new quarterback coach, Pep Hamilton. And you know what? When you work on it all the time, it becomes you. And now that is part of Rex Grossman, just keeping his hands on the football.
Yeah, committed to muscle memory. That's what he talks so much about with us this week. It's just proper execution and mechanics. He's looking to fire again. No, and through the arms of Rasheed Davis. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Well, the Chiefs, they're already out of their comfort level on both sides of the ball.
I said earlier, Palmer, by the way, in that game had 5. He tossed 6 touchdowns in a losing cause to Cleveland. You see the fantasy leaders. Lewis over 200 yards. He broke 66 for a touchdown. And Steve Smith caught 4 touchdowns for Carolina, but that 2 in a loss. That's not right. He had 3 touchdowns. So now from the 20 on 3rd down, and pressure again, and it's Derek Johnson has a 2nd sack on the afternoon.
I didn't see the sack. Derek Johnson, it's a blitz from the outside. Brackenridge comes. Derek Johnson comes off his blocker. It's a good thing they sack him. Davis, wide receiver for the Bears, was wide open down the middle of the field, and so was Musa Muhammad on the sideline.
But he had no time to find him. This will be a 47-yard try. Robbie Gould's career long is 49. And again, he's got a new holder just signed overnight. Dirk Johnson to hold it. Gould to kick it, and what a beauty it is, and he hooks it home. 17-0 Chicago with 2:25 to go first half. Coming up, the Sprint halftime report with scores and highlights from all the early action, and they update here from the 4 o'clock games with JB, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer, and Coach Cowher. The Blues brothers enjoying what they're seeing so far. Kick comes to Drummond at the 6. He's got 6 career returns for touchdowns, and he's going nowhere with this one. It's the same man who took out Colquitt, Jamar Williams.
Well, there's been something consistent so far in this NFL season. It's the Bears defense. Last week, they were all over LT. And this week, it's LJ, Larry Johnson. Just hard to run and get down the field when so many defenders are near the line of scrimmage. So much talent and so physical. Look at the numbers.
8 carries, 21 yards for LJ. He suffocated LT last week. And of course, they take the whole game plan away from Kansas City when you're up 17-0. This is forcing them to do things they don't want to do. We approach the 2-minute warning here. Hewitt in the pocket now. Got a man open. It's Wilson. Wide open. Past the 30. Past the 40. And galloping near midfield before he is bounced out by Manning at the 47-yard line. 31-yard gain.
I tell you, that was some job by Damon Huard to look to the right side. You can tell that's where he wants to throw it. I don't know what makes him do it, but he sees Wilson out in the left flat. That is a terrific job and a good run after the catch.
Kansas City has a full allotment of timeouts, and that's their first down in 25 minutes. And we do reach the 2-minute warning. Maybe the Chiefs can put together something before the half. But they're down 17-0. 2 minutes to go, second quarter. And we're out of the 2-minute break with Huard operating from the gun at the 48. And Larry Johnson. And that's a good gain, his best gain of the game. LJ quick 10 yards there for the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's his first carry of 10 yards in the last 3 games. And you go back to the playoff game against the Colts, and then last week he had not had a rush for 10 yards since the last game of the regular season last year. Now Hewitt fires it from the pocket. And that's Gonzalez. And finally ridden down by Manning at the 15. Reaching up high and over the arms of Hunter Hillenmeyer for 27 yards and a timeout called by Kansas City. And Huard loosening up that left shoulder and left arm a little bit. Timeout Chiefs. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, the Chiefs threatening for the first time today.
Damon Huard had some time looking for Tony Gonzalez. Oh, and Hunter Hillenmeyer just reacts to the football just a little bit late, and he gets by him for a big gain for the Chiefs.
They're at the 16, their deepest point of the day. Huard lofts it back of the end zone, and it is caught. What a catch by the rookie Dwayne Bowe.
He's thrown it to Tony Gonzalez, and Dwayne Bowe cuts in front and takes it away.
The big fella Gonzalez says, wait a minute, that would have tied me with Shannon Sharpe with 62 career touchdowns for a tight end.
And you know, I think he is going to catch the touchdown anyway. It's to the inside receiver, and Dwayne Bowe sees it's going up the field, turns and runs for it.
Yeah, Gonzalez definitely would have caught that.
And picks it off for a touchdown. Boy, that's what you want. A receiver who will attack the football.
Good toss, too, by Huard with Urlacher coming in on him. Dave Rayner, their new kicker, the extra point out of the Colquitt hold. And the Chiefs able to put some points on the board before halftime. First touchdown for Bowe. First touchdown for the Chiefs this season.
Watch it. Tony Gonzalez going against Hunter Hillenmeyer is just muscling him out of the way. I got the touchdown, and out of nowhere, look how high Dwayne Bowe goes up, picks it off, and gets his first touchdown.
A little talent in that move, you think?
Boy, there was. That's what the Chiefs want to see.
Look at this with our supervision.
Oh, man, jumps up. I tell you what that does. It settles the game back down for the Kansas City Chiefs. They can go back to their original game plan and see if they can just man up and stop the Chicago Bears.
Will they kick it to Hester?
Oh, I hope not.
This Rayner has got a huge leg. And angling this one. And Hester, oh, that is a huge mistake. Look at your right foot, Devin.
I don't know why they threw the penalty flag. It's not a penalty for the receiver to step out of.
Well,
oh, wait, no.
Mike Carey will explain.
Kickoff out of bounds. Receiving team will have the ball 30 yards from the spot of the kick. First down.
Because Devin Hester has 1 foot out of bounds.
Exactly what he was doing.
This is, if he knew that, then that is a terrific play. That's right. That's why I corrected myself.
Absolutely.
Now, it's like kicking the football out of bounds, and a lot of special team coaches really go over that rule with their return people to take advantage of a situation just like that.
I wasn't so sure at first glance because the right foot wasn't down when he first kind of touched it. But basically, he seals it as an out-of-bounds kick. So it goes out to the 40-yard line, and the Bears can do something here before the half. Trying to cross them up with a running play. We got a flag here. Peterson for 1 yard.
I was getting ready to get on Devin Hester, and I realized the rule.
Incidental face mask. Defense.
This one also going against Kansas City.
Second down.
Again, we got JB, Dan Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower coming up on the Sprint halftime report. Shannon almost found himself joined at the top of the all-time tight end touchdown stat.
It's just a matter of time. Him and Dan, they can both sit together and talk about how their records are going to fall this year. I'm sorry, but at least they got some records that are going to fall.
You know, Heward, I think Heward was hurt a couple of plays back.
Took a big hit.
Yep. And here's the pass over to Peterson. And he's bounced out by Ty Law.
But I want to go back to that kickoff real quick, Jim. Look what it does. When you try to kick away from a returner, you can kick it out of bounds. It breaks down your coverage. It really just goes against what you practice for all preseason. And the same with punting. Try to kick it away. You kick it out of bounds. What do you shank it? It goes short. And it's just another way of giving the opposing team, like the Bears, good field position.
All about trying to keep it away from Hester. And now the Bears are back in Kansas City territory as it's Adrian Peterson with another grab and another 9 yards.
Well, they'll tell you, Rex Grossman doing a good job. He's going to make the Kansas City Chiefs come up and play tough.
Timeout Bears, 58 seconds left in the half. Yeah, you see this beautiful view. Soldier Field, Snoopy One providing the aerial coverage for us today, and so often on our PGA Tour and NFL coverage, our friends from MetLife. We were talking during the break there about Damon Heward.
Yep.
The pass that he threw to Tony Gonzalez down the middle for 27 yards. He took a shot right underneath the rib area, but he's still able to throw a touchdown the next play to Dwayne Bowe. Now the Bears with one timeout on the 43-yard line. And Grossman deep down the field for Berrien. Underthrew him, and the ball is incomplete. Almost picked by Jared Page. Incomplete, it's ruled.
I didn't see what Rex Grossman, why he's throwing it deep down the middle. Well, he throws it across the field. He thought Berrien was going to keep that same route, and Bernard Berrien changes the way he's running, goes behind the defender, and almost causes an interception.
So second down and 10. Looking for a screen over to Peterson, looking for the one-handed catch. As Patrick Surtain had a read on it anyway, so it falls incomplete. That's better off for the Bears.
You know, the Bears were throwing those short passes and just getting 8 and 10 yards a clip. I know they were trying to go for the score, but the first thing you want to do is at least give yourself a field goal chance. They probably need close to 10 yards to get a shot at kicking a long field goal.
Got to think that they need to get around that 31, 32-yard line. Gold's career long again, 49. Third down pass is deflected. That's Derek Johnson. What an active afternoon for Johnson with 2 sacks. Deflects that one.
Well, that's what the Kansas City Chiefs need. Since Jared Allen, their defensive end, is out, he's their terrific pass rusher, and they need a playmaker on defense, and Derek Johnson's a guy that can do it. He can get in the backfield, cause you to have losses in the run game. He can sack the quarterback. He can cover guys, so he's showing those talents today.
Patrick Mannelly, back to Dirk Johnson. Mannelly, the snapper, for so many years here. And they let this one go, and it is into the end zone. Kansas City does have 2 timeouts with 33 seconds left. And Huard with a quick word with Coach Edwards.
And what do you do in this situation, Jim? I don't know. They could come out and kneel on it, but they'll probably try a draw play, maybe a screen, just to see, test the waters and
see if you can pick up anything on the first play anyway.
Yeah, you're looking for that.
Nothing too dangerous is what you would expect.
It's almost like 4th and inches when you don't want to go for it. You try to draw them off sides. That's the way these 2-minute drills are when the clock is against you. You know, you're kind of that way, right? You stick your big toe in the water before you jump in. You know, I know you.
Every time.
You test everything. You got to have lots of information before you make a decision.
Got to run it all through the computer first.
Well, I don't know if you got a computer.
In my head, here's Larry Johnson, and they do go with the round game. Oh, the ball's out. The ball is out, and the Bears say they have it.
Oh, my, that is just...
So they try to go conservative with a run that they thought would cross them up.
Here you are trying to basically run the clock out. I did not see the football come out.
There's a lot of information being filtered through here. Bears still think they may have a recovery.
Well, once we get the call, we could look at some replays, but we're going to have a chance to look. Is Larry Johnson down before the football comes out? He's down.
On the field is a fumble recovered by Chicago. First down.
Well, this inside of 2 minutes will be a booth review.
Well, you know, the ground can cause a fumble, but it looks like does the defender hit him here? Yes, he is hit. Oh, but does he regain his balance?
I think you'd have to say he did.
The force of the hit took him down. That's what. So the ground can't cause a fumble, but Brian Urlacher hit him. That's why he went to the ground.
So they are going to review it with 12 seconds to go. Will the Bears get a shot here before the half? Will they keep it? So Mike Carey's going to take a look at it. Herman Edwards knows this could be a really bad mistake just before the half. And from this point, they have time for one play. They do have one timeout, talking about Chicago.
Well, a couple things. If there wasn't a fumble, they would have called timeout quicker and maybe got a few plays. But the fumble, it does occur. But the question is, did the contact bring him down by Brian Urlacher? I say yes.
And if it did, then it is a fumble, is what you're saying.
There it is. No, contact took him to the ground. So once his arm hits, he is down.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So we'll see. Unless I didn't read that little, what do you call that? That little small writing sometimes in a contract.
The footnote.
Yeah, the fine print. There we go. Thank you, Lance Barrow.
You're pretty good about that.
That fine print.
You got both offensive units on the field.
Yeah, I love that.
Urlacher's actually like near the sideline, so they both sides think they're going to get the favorable call here.
I asked Damon Hewitt, I said, have you played against Brian Urlacher before? He goes, yes. Or met him, and he goes, yes. I said, what'd you think? He's really big in person, yeah. And he plays big on the field. But to the eye, when you watch this run, this is probably what confused the officials. They go, well, nobody took him to the ground. Because you could not even see Brian Urlacher come out from behind the blocker.
After review, the runner's elbow was down before the ball came loose. Therefore, the ball will be brought back to that spot. 2nd and 1 on the 29.
Kansas City ball.
I know one thing, they'll take a knee now. If you're on the field, could you see? Oh, it's tough to tell. If you're a referee, it happens so fast. And you know, most of the time you're trying to get out of the way of these guys too, so you don't get run over. Well, the clock should start running.
So a Rex Grossman touchdown pass in this one to John St. Clair, backup offensive lineman, and a Devin Hester punt return measuring 73 yards. A Robbie Gould field goal. Kansas City with a touchdown pass to the rookie Dwayne Bowe. And now the clock is running. Hewitt, though, wants a quick play. See if he can get anything going. Back to Larry Johnson. Urlacher, though, rides him down from behind, and the half is here. It's the end of the first half. 17-7 Chicago. Back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You are watching the NFL on CBS. Chicago, the Bears leading by 10 at halftime as Chicago got things cranking in the second quarter. These two teams came out energized, feeling each other out the first quarter. Then things began to open up in the second stanza. The Bears on the board first with the toss. Grossman to St. Clair. Then the electrifying kick return by Hester. Chiefs got a little hope at the end. Bo knows that pass was intended for Gonzalez, but the Chiefs down 10. Back in a moment. Bears will be receiving the second half kickoff. They lead it by the score of 17-7. And again, hello, friends. Jim Nance, Phil Simms here, Soldier Field, and your thoughts about what we're going to see here.
Well, I think the first half, we saw the Bears just dominate. But the Kansas City Chiefs, that late score, it really changes the atmosphere for the second half. Now the Chiefs can go, well, look, we're one turnover away from being right where we want to be. The Chiefs want to come in today, play a certain style, and they want to try to steal it late. So being 17-7, they still have that opportunity.
Looked like Benson was starting to get things rolling pretty good there in the second quarter. Here are the first half numbers, including the category of 3 and outs, which the Chiefs 4 times were on the field real quick and back to the sideline.
What 3 and outs do, of course, it hurts your team, but it gives the opposing offense that rhythm that they're looking for. When it doesn't work, get back on the field real quick and make it happen.
First touchdown of the season for Chicago. Grossman touchdown toss to big John St. Clair. And then the 73-yard dash by Devin Hester on the punt return. Gould true from 47. 17-0 at that point. And Dwayne Bowe comes in to make the leaping grab for the Chiefs' first touchdown of their season. And a reminder, this game is brought to you in high definition here on CBS. And Dave Rayner with Hester the deep returner. Remember, Justin Medlock had won the battle in camp, and they let him go after missing one last week. Sign Rayner this week, the former Green Bay kicker. Hester is pummeled at the 15-yard line. Nice award given here at halftime to the Chicago Bears and their community efforts. Larry Maneely, the president of the World Sports Humanitarian Hall of Fame, that's out of Boise, Idaho, was here to present the Chicago Bears and their community relations staff. That's led by Caroline Schrinker with the 2006 Pro Team Community Award for all their efforts in the Chicagoland community. Congratulations to the Bears, and this World Sports Humanitarian Hall of Fame is very special and growing. And something that if I was one of these athletes, I would think that would be about as great a Hall of Fame as you can make. Be elected to. And here comes Benson with about a 6-yard run and showing some speed here and rhythm for Benson. Benson saying a little more about what you talked about in that first half, about how he was pressing. And you asked him about when he's pressing, what does that do? And he says, it's, you know, I'm just trying so hard that I end up using my brain and not my instincts. You're starting to see a little more instinctive type play here by Benson?
Oh, absolutely. I think running backs, they can come in the NFL and have instant success because it is just they feel it. It's instinctive.
It's Benson. Muhammad had someone right on his back, and there's the flag. Ty Law going to be flagged for the interference.
Kind of talked about it earlier when we saw that touchdown pass to John St. Clair.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. From the spot of the foul, automatic. First down.
And Jim, it is don't panic when the football is in the air. And Ty Law, a veteran, he has excellent coverage on Muhammad, but at the last second just falls into him and knocks him down. There was no place to throw that football, but got going forward so much, he bumped him, knocked him down, they throw the flag.
You see 50 picks in that time frame. Ty Law so long the Patriot. First down after the 15-yard step off, and that's Benson. Tried to make a couple of moves, but unable to wrest free from Patrick Surtain. It's a loss of 2.
When you want to play safe on defense is what the Kansas City Chiefs want to do. Your corners, Patrick Surtain that time, Ty Law on the other side, they have to be very good tacklers anytime the football comes outside. And if you don't get that, then you have to change your defense and you open yourself up for big plays down the field.
Sets him back to 2nd down, 12. Benson comes out of the backfield. McKee, the fullback, remains there to block as Muhammad has his first grab of the game. Muhsin from Grossman, who hit a bunch of different targets in that first half.
Yeah, he did. He did a really good job. Rex Grossman said to us, I have to be patient, especially early, and you're playing a team like the Chiefs. You want to do that because you don't want to give them momentum. And except for the last couple throws of the first half, I thought he played the position about as well as you can play it. When they were open, he hit them.
He hit 8 different targets. 8 different receivers now that Muhammad's in the column. 3rd down, though, and Grossman flings it to the sideline, and Davis was the intended receiver. Again, it was Ty Law trying to lock down that sideline. Got flagged for an interference call, but not this time.
Yeah, excellent coverage down the field. Rex Grossman, he analyzes the situation, says, oh, he's covered, so he tries to throw it behind the receiver, but that time too safe and too far behind.
There's Dirk Johnson. Again, Maynard, their longtime punter, inactive with a groin injury, and Johnson really just signed overnight. Let fly a 50-yarder in that first half. This is Drummond trying to find some open space. Might be a little block in the back coming, and there is a flag. And this will set up the Chiefs if it goes against them, which I feel certain it will, back inside the 10-yard line. Well, they may have flags on both sides. And I see him one on the near side 20 and one on the far side 15. It's Kieran Fox, who was playing on the special teams, made some plays in Special teams today. They sorted out.
Trying to figure out which penalty is going to be more severe against Kansas City.
There are multiple fouls on the play, all by the receiving team. Holding, number 21 is declined. Illegal block in the back, 97 is declined. Illegal block in the back, 98 is accepted, half the distance to the goal. They retain possession, first down, timeout.
So a tough place to begin the third quarter for Herm Edwards. Chiefs down 17-7. For those of you who have followed Herm Edwards' career as a coach, it's usually a mistake-free effort, including in penalties, usually the least penalized team. They got 6 today, no penalties against the Bears. So they start from the 6-yard line, and Johnson able to only gain 2 yards. Urlacher on the tackle.
It was interesting talking. Damon McIntosh coming out again, left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. Didn't play in the preseason.
Knee sprain may have re-aggravated it.
Yeah, second time he's gone out today.
Will Spitek will take his position. 71. There he is. Second down and 8. Bears defense ready to pounce. Heward flips it over. Wilson maybe back to the line of scrimmage, if that. Ridden out by Hunter Hillenmeyer. Comes off a 15-tackle game against San Diego. Hillenmeyer.
Just look at this, though, Jim. Look at the way they're playing defense. Everybody near the line of scrimmage. Only one safety back. They're just daring you to try to hold the football and throw it down the field, because they know if you do that, their pass rushers, which are very good, will get to you and cause a bad play.
So it's third down and 9. And they run it. Not going to make any mistakes. That's what they decide. Only a 1-yard gain for LJ. Ricky Manning Jr. on the tackle. Tommy Harris also. And Colquitt will be forced to punt near the goal line.
Yeah, they're just saying the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to put all the pressure on their defense.
Another 3 and out for Kansas City. That's now 5 times today. Jean-Philippe Darche is the long snapper. Colquitt standing 7 yards deep in the end zone. Hester, he's got a chance to get a little running start. There he goes. Hester to the 30. One more move to the outside, and he's down at the 19. Wow. I thought we might have a second return in the game, but it's a beauty. And the Bears, after that 30-yard run back, position in the red zone.
Well, I think he feels it, that's for sure. Cedric Benson said to us, I just got to get I want to feel it out there. Devin Hester is exciting and so quick.
Look at Adonijah, one block. Israel Adonijah and Hester, a 73-yard return for a touchdown in the first half. A 30-yard run back to set him up at the 19. Grossman. Dangerous pass that time. And a flag. And Grossman hobbling. It's also a flag in the backfield.
So I think it's a personal foul.
There are 2 fouls, both on the defense. Illegal contact, 50 is declined prior to the pass. And roughing the passer, number 90 is accepted. 15 yards, half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
Trying to double move to go down the field.
That's Turk McBride, the rookie from Tennessee, getting flagged for that hit. Boy, Grossman on his first drop back of the season last Sunday at San Diego. Sean Phillips came in.
Untouched.
Said it was definitely the hardest hit I've ever taken. You know, I like sometimes to take a little early hit just to get me into the game.
Get some contact.
But please, never again like that.
Well, we talked to him on Friday, and you asked him something. He says, yeah, my neck's still sore from the whiplash of the contact.
Got first and goal, just inside the 10. Takes to Benson, flipping it over to McKee. And that's Law reading it all the way. Nice play by the veteran. Bring in a different package now. Davis and Berrien return to the lineup. You know, out a tight end and a fullback.
Jim, the one thing I was going to say, Rex Grossman, he talked about his mistakes last year, how he's trying to improve as a quarterback. And he said to us, he goes, last year I made my mind up sometimes underneath the center where I was going to throw it. The ball would be snapped. The defense would change. That's where mistakes came from. He says, this year, I'll wait till the ball is snapped to make my mind up.
Well, they're going with a running play, and they back up Benson. A loss of a yard. Donnie Edwards coming up. Man who returns to Kansas City, where he started his career and then spent the last 5 years in San Diego. He told us last night how good it is to be back.
Well, that's right. And the defensive coordinator is Gunther Cunningham, who he attributes to letting him get in the NFL. He says, I came in the league, a little skinny linebacker. They saw something in him, and they found the role for him, and here you are 12 years later.
Gunther believed in him. Said he's the first guy to say, hey, you can do it.
You can do this. That's right.
So he's reunited with Cunningham. Peterson comes into the backfield for Chicago. They're backing up now 2 consecutive plays. It's 3rd and goal. Grossman going underneath. Won't get them there. Davis takes a big wallop by Benny Sapp. And that'll bring out Robbie Gould. Some didn't like that contact. You see Reuben Brown mixing it up with Napoleon Harris. But no flags.
From the 10-yard line, not much you can do as a quarterback. They're going to drop everybody back, make you throw it underneath, and receivers know. Here comes the big hits because the defenders do not have to retreat very far since they're already in the end zone.
Now we've got a flag after all that.
It's going to be on Olin Kreutz, I think, for taunting.
If it is, it'll be the first penalty of the game against Chicago.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. The offense, number 57. 15-yard penalty. Dead ball foul.
Just made this. This is on Kreutz. Field goal try would have been from 23. Now it's going to be a 38-yard try.
Well, here's the hit is legal. It's fair. Trying to jar the football loose. He's still up there, Davis, so they're attacking the football. Nothing dirty, nothing wrong right there. And then the Bears offensive lineman trying to pick up for their wide receiver leads to a penalty.
And leads to Gould now. Again, 38-yard attempt from the left hash mark. Robbie Gould is good. Got to give it to the Chiefs, though, after that big return and a roughing the passer penalty. They do not give up the touchdown. They're still within 2 scores.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. FedEx, Go Air, Go Ground, Go Football. And by the Comcast Triple Play. Experience TV, phone, and internet together like never before.
Just a beautiful day to be in Chicago. The MetLife Blimp, Snoopy One, showcasing some of the sights here in the Windy City. As you know, Phil, I know, then again, I guess you wouldn't know. It's a great city to get out and jog early in the morning.
What are you trying to tell me?
I couldn't get you out of bed this morning for the 4-mile run down the lakefront. What a sight it is down there. We had a half marathon going in.
You mean that fast walk you took?
That's what you call it. It's Drummond with a fast move out to the 27. And we're going to do a timeout in the field. Kevin Payne with the tackle. Damon Heward steps onto the field, down 13. Only 2 drives today of any consequence, and really the first one ended up with a punt anyway. That was 9-play drive. The 4-play drive led to a touchdown. Other than that, a lot of short series. Heward to Wilson, and Lance Briggs had him wrapped up. You know, the Chiefs this year are wearing a patch. There it is, the old AFL logo with the initials, though, LH. This was really the symbol, if you will, of the Super Bowl IV team. They wore this patch. The team, Hank Stram, where he won the Super Bowl over Minnesota. And they wear the patch now in honor of the great man Lamar Hunt. Passed away here in the last year. And no chance for Huard. Look at that Chief, the quarterback, and that Bear explosion. That's Briggs bursting through.
Lance Briggs on the blitz, times it perfectly. And that's what blitzing is all about, is spacing the defenders out and then timing the snap of the ball so that the offense has so little time to react. And Lance Briggs, that is a big play.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
They're just not going to play it safe, the Bears defense. That's what's making it tough on Kansas City, the attacking defense.
Alex Brown has returned. He had an ankle sprain in that first half, and that's Bennett running it. Punting time. Also update time to James Brown.
Hey, Jim, a key play, 49-yard punt return by Dallas's Patrick Creighton allows Tony Romo to show his escapability and tossing a 2-yarder to Tony Curtis. Dallas on top 17-13 in the third. Jim Nance, Phil Simms.
All right, JB, thank you. And you may have seen Damon Huard didn't exactly run off with any great agility. It's shaken up. Another 3 and out. That's 6 times in the game. Kansas City. Colquitt had some pressure. Hester tells everyone up ahead, back away. There was a mistake in that department last week that led to San Diego's first touchdown. Bears have the ball back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. And by McDonald's.
You can check out the new NFL.com Game Center for exclusive video highlights, stats, and photos from all of today's games, all at NFL.com. Little play action work here. Grossman was thinking long and now has to unload. That was Wilkerson giving chase to the quarterback. Bodies tangled with Donnie Edwards covering up Adrian Peterson on the sideline, and you see ice applied to the left wrist. Damon Huard, you have to think it was on the Lance Briggs blitz. Well, the very next play, look how tender he hands it off here to Bennett.
He switches hands and puts it in his right hand to hand it off.
Huard has completed his last 8 passes. It's Peterson shaking off a block or tackle. Ball popped out, but right back to him. Goes for 8 yards.
That is a nice run by Adrian Peterson. The Chiefs, they guess right. They have the defense, the linebackers coming that way. Olin Kreutz just pushes Derek Johnson a little bit. That makes him run past Adrian Peterson. And then good hustle from behind by Napoleon Harris.
Well, he couldn't afford, talking about Peterson, another fumble after the one last week that was so crucial late in the game against San Diego. Greg Wesley is in the secondary for the Chiefs. There's the pass to Clark. Almost horse-collared there. He's dragged down from behind by Pollard for 5 yards and a first. Let's go back to James Brown. Update time.
Hey, Jim and Phil, take a look at this excellent defensive play. Kevin Williams coming in to sack J.T. O'Sullivan, the backup for the Lions, getting out hurt. Ray Edwards picks it up and takes it 9 yards for the score. Vikings, 3rd defensive score of the season, all tied at 17. Jim and Phil.
Thank you very much. They made some up some ground there in a hurry. They were down 10, talking about the Vikings. The defense, which is a good one.
Kevin Williams, inside defensive lineman for Minnesota, is one of the best.
First down and 10, and intercepted. The Chiefs come up with it.
Well, that's what they've been waiting for. A second big turnover of the day. Rex Grossman overthrows the screen.
Napoleon Harris with his second takeaway at a fumble recovery early. Napoleon Harris He came off that Minnesota defense from a year ago, unrestricted free agent. Let's check out Damon Huard now back in there. And that left wrist, which he was applying ice to. Now completed 9 in a row as he hits Webb on the slant.
Let's look at Rex Grossman's interception, Jim. It's a screen pass. Watch Rex Grossman. Here he is. He's going to fall back, and as he falls back, it makes him throw the football even higher than he wants. He wants to make sure he gets it over the defensive lineman, but when you're throwing screens as a quarterback, your footwork is just as important then as it is when you're throwing it down the field. And Napoleon Harris rolled a strike.
He's trying to hit Garrett Wolf, the rookie running back who had just come in, trying to get it into his hands. Larry Johnson for only a yard. Tommy Harris stops him there. Let's go back to James Brown in the studio.
Oakland trying to make it a game, Jim and Phil. Take a look here. Josh McCown wanted to play despite being hurt. Hooking up with Jerry Porter. Wide open Jerry Porter. 46 yards to pay dirt. It is now 17-10 Denver late in the third. Back to Jim and Phil.
All right, thank you, JB. So McCown able to go today. A lot of speculation on that all week that it'll be Culpepper. Here's LJ on second down. That's Urlacher. He gets away from him and darts out of bounds near the 28. Pushed down by Tommy Harris. That goes for 6.
Well, we're getting later in the game. Is this the point where Larry Johnson says, you know, they got to wear down on defense? And he was looking forward to playing this defense. Brian Urlacher, so fast, misses the tackle because they're fast. And he goes, when you play fast defenses, they over pursue. But it hasn't worked in Larry Johnson's favor so far today.
Third down back is in. It's Bennett. Third down and 3. Huard, another slant play and another first down. No, they say incomplete. Webb did not hold on to it. And it's Tillman shaken up.
What a job. He goes in and just rakes it out. It's in the stomach, and as they're coming down,
Is that a catch?
Charles Tillman just pulls it out of there. He has to keep the football the whole time. The defender is taking him to the ground. Incomplete pass.
Herm Edwards in that break. His coaching staff up top said, you know, you might want to challenge this, and they have thrown out the red flag. Was this a catch?
It is a big play. He does have possession as they come to the ground. Yep. Football's in. He's got the knees down, then the ball comes out. But my interpretation is, Joe Jim, when you are being taken to the ground by a defender, you got to keep it through the whole process.
You see the ball squirt out. Webb would get up and roll over on it if it was. He made an appeal right away. They already have Rayner out on the field in field goal formation.
Yeah, they're going to kick the field goal if they do not win the challenge, because still plenty of time. 3:12 down 20-7. Gets them with the 10 if they make the field goal.
It would be a long one for Rayner, who has the big leg. It would be 45 yards. He was 26 of 36 last year for the Packers.
You know, Jim, you could just look at this game real quick. You think, wow, it's looked like domination by the Chicago Bears, but we were talking about it. It's 10 Devin Hester points up there. The 2 returns that gave them a touchdown and a field goal.
In the process of making a catch, the receiver, if he's going to the ground, must maintain control of the ball through that whole process when he hits the ground. In this case, the ball came loose when he hit the ground. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. The ruling on the field is correct. Kansas City will be charged with their first.
So they lose the challenge. Then you reading the fine print comes through yet again.
Yeah, well, you know, they jump up and say challenge it, coach, but the rule is, and there's a lot of different interpretations of pass catches. But when you are taken to the ground in the end zone or in the field of play by a defender, you got to basically catch it, get up with it, and hand it to the official.
Well, there's Rayner. who lost his job up at Green Bay to Mason Crosby. So just signed this week. Taking over the job that looked like it was going to Justin Medlock. Only one of two last week. Their 5th round pick. They cut him. They brought in Rayner. Sidewinder from 45. Boy, that's a beauty. So they get 3 points off the Harris interception. It's a 10-point Chicago lead, late third. Devin Hester has been worth 10 points in this game today with that 73-yard return for the touchdown, the 31-yard run back to set up a field goal. And it's a 10-point Chicago lead.
You know, you put it all together, and we talked about it even in the pregame show today, Jim. I'm asked by the studio about Rex Grossman, and he's in a position where between the defense, they can run the football, and then you got an unbelievable return guy. You got to know where what your role and spot is on this football team. And Rex Grossman's done a good job with it today. Then what makes you angry as a quarterback to throw an interception on a screen play. You know, one that you just say, you mark it up that you're going to complete. Little unlucky.
And again, it was a play where they had just brought in the rookie speedster Garrett Wolfe.
Yep.
We had heard they wanted to try to get the ball in his hands, and
3 times they tried to get it to different guys. Devin Hester and the Garrett Wolfe in all 3 plays have been bad.
they all backfired, particularly the last one. Here's Hester. Hester's free again. Here comes Hester down the sidelines. He's got one man chasing him, and Hester is gone again. There is a flag. There is a flag. Back at the 24-yard line.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 59.
And it's coming back.
After this is the goal, 10-yard penalty, retain possession, first down.
You think he's thinking a little bit about the next time? Are we going to kick it to this guy?
I remember thinking in the Super Bowl, the Indianapolis Colts worked all week on tackling Devin Hester, and they begged Tony Dungy, well, let's kick to him. We can bring him down. Coaches never listen to the players right in the middle of the field.
And no doubt that was a significant hold.
Yeah, it was a hold. It was a takedown by Rod Wilson. He didn't have to because Devin Hester was going to run right by the guy anyway.
And it looked like it had gone for 95. And here comes Benson barreling out there. Ball out at the end. Hey, you better pick it up, Cedric. Didn't make a real aggressive effort to pick it up.
Well, they're calling it down now.
I think he must have figured he was down. We've got a player down for the Bears.
The injured bear on the play is Fred Miller.
It's lineman, right tackle, Fred Miller.
Everybody bunched inside. Cedric Benson breaks outside. And we've had this rule already. When there is contact and you go to the ground cannot cause a fumble. It's close, though. That ball might have been moving as he was going to the ground, too. And like a boxer, protect yourself at all times. Never be nonchalant with a football, regardless of what the situation is during a game.
We've referred to it a few times last week. Benson and Peterson both had their problems. Benson coughing that one up. And then Peterson, both recovered by the Chargers. 2 of the 4 giveaways by Chicago in that loss.
You know, Jim, and it's even more important because when you bill yourself as a running football team, it's not like you just say, well, we just won't run it. We'll throw it all the time. You know, they want this to be the focal point of what they do.
So Fred Miller slowly to the sideline. John St. Clair caught that touchdown. The backup tackle now will assume that right tackle position, replacing Miller. He's groggy. It's Benson. And he dives to the 30, a gain of 2. Ali on the hit. You don't want to miss the new show that has everyone talking. One critic says Kid Nation is the most intriguing and potentially the most socially relevant new reality show of the season. Kid Nation premieres Wednesday at 8/7 Central on CBS. I'm glad there's a socially relevant reality show. And Kid Nation, a lot of buzz about it. You've already predicted it's going to be huge. From the 28, it's Grossman. Wide open man is Berrien. And he's bounced out at 40. Gain of 10. Move inside of 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Well, Herm Edwards has put a lot of pressure on this defense today. Just keep stopping them. Keep doing it. Get us a turnover. And the pressure's on them again. Not only can you stop them, but can you stop them before field position is changed so dramatically.
And that pass well wide of the mark. You may notice the field here at Soldier Field looks a little worn down. They had a USA-Brazil soccer game last Saturday.
Yeah, who won?
On the field. You tell me.
No.
Brazil won it. Something like 4-2.
Oh, okay.
You know who scored the goals?
You know, no.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say
Second down and 10. And Vincent working that middle. Third down coming up. Third and about 4. Next week we've got regional action on CBS. San Diego against Green Bay. The Packers now 2-0 after Favre threw for 3 touchdowns today. He needs 3 to tie Marino, 4 to become #1 all time in touchdown passes. JB, Dan, Shannon and Boomer and the coach. Coach Cowher next Sunday at noon will lead it all off here on CBS.
Well, they haven't blitzed in 3rd and 5 or less much today. Will the Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs, come after Rex Grossman? The answer is yes.
As here they come, and he never had a shot. It's Harris again, riding him down, rodeo style.
Now the Bears are showing a tremendous weakness of not picking up blitzes so far this year. 3 interior linemen are covered. That is a dead giveaway for an offense that it's going to be a blitz. And he comes up inside. They know it's coming. The running back is who missed the blitz. So the Bears knew it. They diagnosed it. Poor execution.
Napoleon Harris, a Chicago area kid who went to Northwestern, making some plays in this game. Big boot. Johnson has Drummond backpedaling to the 5. And unable to get the angle. Yes, he's able to escape. Wow, turned something out of nothing. About the 27. 60-yard punt, 22-yard run back. As you see, Grossman under pressure in this game. Derek Johnson got in there a couple of times. Wilkerson's also been active.
It's got to be a little concerning for the Chicago Bears. Yes, this is a pretty good defense the Kansas City Chiefs have, but 2 weeks in a row your quarterback through blitzes getting free runners at him, and that's the one thing in the NFL. You don't want those free runners, guys that are not touched and running directly at your quarterback.
From the 27, pass on the slant. It's Bo, and that'll be the last play of the quarter. Each team adding a field goal in the third. It's a 10-point margin. We're back after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. And we begin the fourth quarter. From Soldier Field, Jim Nantz, Phil Simms. Bears lead at 20-10. 2nd and 4 for the Chiefs. And Larry Johnson grabbed by the ankles by Anthony Adams. Only a gain of 2. one of his old teammates from Penn State, making the tackle. Adams. Chicago winning the time of possession battle after last week having it for only 22 minutes, lowest in the league week 1. Kansas City has missed on its last 8 third down attempts. They bring in Michael Bennett. Flip it to him in traffic. Bouncing out. Looks like he's got the first. Svitek helping clear that left side.
Yeah, between the formation and the quick snap count by Damon Huard, it allows the Kansas City Chiefs just barely beat the Bears to the punch. And good hard running by Michael Bennett. Know the situation and get the first down. Every first down, it's just such work for this Kansas City offense.
It feels like such a huge win to get one. Huard just able to get rid of it.
Receiver is right by the football. He almost hit the running back Bennett that time.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The ball's in the vicinity of the back.
Just as you said, so now second down and 10.
Watch the running back as he comes through. Like it misses the block. Damon Huard sees him and throws it right at his feet. Good job by Damon Huard avoiding a sack, because you can tell, you've watched this game, hard for them to make up the yards if they have a negative play.
Urlacher was about to get the sack. Here they come. They toss it. Yep, the screen to Johnson. And he twists into Chicago territory at the 47.
That is a good call. The Bears getting a little nervous or antsy, so there comes the pressure. And it's the screenplay is the perfect call against it. Let them come. The blocking down the field that allows Larry Johnson. And that's what you want to do as an offensive lineman. When you go down the field on the screen, Casey Wigman that time locked up right with the defender.
Wigman once a Bear. He took out a couple of them that time. Picks up 14 yards. Then Michael Bennett in the slot to the left. Hopping back onside was Anderson. They still got the flag down, though, as Wilson makes the grab.
Boy, Damon Huard, too, as I watch him drive everything, as he's stretching his wrist, his hand, his ribs.
Offside. Defense number 97. 5-yard penalty.
So he did not make it back in time.
Yep. Got his shoulders across, his feet were behind him, and that's why he was offsides.
Pretty impressive looking move, though, you know?
Yeah, well.
Some major style points, but it cost him 5 yards. 1st and 5 coming up.
Mark Anderson, Alex Brown's hurt. You bring in, or he was. Mark Anderson is such a dynamic pass rusher. Was last week. Helped the Bears stay in the game.
A little play action, try to freeze the defense. Going long, looking for Bo. It's over his head. Gonzalez was down there in the area again. Maybe they just run in tandem. Gonzalez like to take away one from the rookie next time.
From the outside, Dwayne Bowe does get by the defensive back, Nathan Vasher, but Nathan Vasher with the speed. I talked about it earlier. I saw it last year late in the season. The Bears corners, nobody talks about them too often, but they can play man-to-man against just about any receivers in this NFL.
Tony G. Gonzalez has not caught one in the second half. 3 in the first half. 2nd down, and that's wide of Wilson. This Kansas City team, you look at the roster now, it's a pretty interesting mix. A lot of new faces. They have, according to Herm, the 2nd most 30-year-olds on the roster, but the youngest team overall when you take into account all the 53 and the practice squad, the top 60 players, particularly new faces on defense. 3rd down and 5. Looking for Johnson again, trying that pass the right side. Urlacher unable to get off the block, and Johnson finds the 1st down mark. Again, it was Wigman just as he was able to do on the left side. Clears things on the right side, and Johnson has another first down.
Yeah, they ran it early this time. Good footwork by Damon Huard. Gets it. And Larry Johnson, just the way he kind of drags along, it's just such a unique running style. We haven't seen it today where he can pull his leg away from the defenders. But for being big and a tall runner, he can just go forward after contact.
Johnson is out. It's Bennett in the backfield. Back to the quarterback. Looking long, looking for Bo. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City, but a flag is down.
Calling against Kansas City.
Illegal shift. Offense.
Illegal shift. Well, now they both had a touchdown taken away.
I don't know what the illegal shift is. The formation is legal right here, and it must have happened before. Illegal shift. When you shift in the NFL, you have to start from a formation that's legal. You can't just line up anywhere. So before that, the Chiefs must have been not lined up properly. The final product was legal.
One of those perhaps game-changing penalties.
Oh, absolutely.
Could have been a three-point game. Huard now with pressure, able to get free and throws it to Webb, who's ridden down by Manning.
Let's see if we can find it. Here they come up. Oh, well, there it is. The illegal shift. They were not set. The tight end was not set before the back came out of the backfield and got down as a tight end. That's what it was.
Michael Bennett remains in the game, and Larry Johnson kind of shaking the right leg and now jogging a little bit on the sideline, trying to loosen up. He was definitely nicked up. LJ. Timeout called by the Bears defense. We come back to Soldier Field, Kansas City at the 34-yard line of Chicago. Down 10. They're wrapping Larry Johnson's leg on the sideline. They run it with Bennett, and the Bears converge quickly. Adam Archuleta and Brian Urlacher. Double teaming on the tackle. So there it is. You know. They got an interesting situation with Priest Holmes on the PUP, and after 6 weeks they have to make a decision on that Chief legend trying to make a comeback. Third down and 9. Bennett hopping to the outside, and he gets it just inside the 30. Again, they'll call on Rayner now to try to bring this down to a one-score game. Be about a 48-yard try.
Brian Urlacher, number 54, reading the play, comes along, gets around. Oh boy, gets around the block by Casey Wigman and just makes a big hit. We talked about him early in the game. He can do it. Run, pass, whatever defense you call, he's good at.
Rayner has made it already from 45. This is 3 yards longer. This to bring it down to 7. The ball is blocked. Grossman applauds. Looks like it might have been Israel Adonijah. He had a key block on one of Hester's runbacks, and he got a paw on it this time.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dodge. Live life to the fullest. Dodge. Grab life. Universal Pictures The Kingdom in theaters September 28th. And by Reebok. Be a woman. Be a fan.
Yeah, the Chiefs just had the football for 5 minutes and 11 seconds and got nothing out of it. Adonijah blocking the field goal attempt. And they take over from the point of the attempt at the 38. And the dive straight ahead for Benson. Give him 2 yards. This Thursday on CBS, it's not just a new survivor, it's TV history in the most mysterious land on earth. Survivor China. The event. It begins Thursday on America's Most Watched Network. Season premiere. Fred Miller, remember, he was shaking up the right tackle. He's back in. Number 69 for the Bears. Second down play. Grossman looking for the sideline. Open is Muhammad, and he drops it. Reaching in was Surtain to knock it loose.
The blitz made Rex Grossman throw it a little softer than he would like. And Patrick Surtain, he is beaten. And Muhammad, oh, he just drops it.
Yeah, he just dropped it.
Patrick Surtain, he was going to go right up in the middle of it and knock it out. Here comes the blitz. Nice job of getting rid of it, right on target. And sometimes as a wide receiver, when you see the football about once a quarter, this makes it hard to get in rhythm and make catches.
Brings up a 3rd and 8 from the 40. Good protection this time. Pass picked off. Pass is picked off by Donnie Edwards. And the Chiefs are back in business.
How big does that missed field goal, the flea flicker for a touchdown? The Chiefs have really hung in there with their game plan, and they just keep giving themselves chances to get back in this game. And now they're back in it. They've got a field goal try if they don't lose yardage, and a chance to score to make it close. Rex Grossman just misjudges Donnie Edwards. He sees him, but Donnie Edwards makes a nice break on the ball. Comes right in front.
Career interception number 28, which is tops for all active linebackers. We talked about why he has such a nose for the football last night. He says it's all about visualization. He thinks about plays like that all week long, all night leading into the game, and Larry Johnson is in the backfield. And LJ takes it on the toss, waits for the area to clear, picks up a couple yards. So Grossman's been picked twice.
Yeah, he's been picked twice now. Look what he started with. It was going his way, just like he talked about. And since then,
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. And the Bears 23.
been rough.
For those of you expecting to see 60 Minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS. Chiefs and Bears. Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms. 20-10 Chicago lead, but the Chiefs are threatening. And that's Parker. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately after the game, except on the West Coast, where you'll see it at your normal time.
Damon Huard is playing the exact game that you saw him play almost every time out last year. And really, he played this same game last week against the Houston Texans. He had 2 interceptions that were meaningless in the outcome or anything to do with the game. He just does a terrific job of not taking chances and finding the open receiver.
3rd and short. 3rd and a yard to go. Just inside 8 minutes. Going to try to pass for it. Knocked away at the end and picked off. It's Daniel Manning. The ball's deflected right into the arms of the 2nd-year player out of Abilene Christian. Charles Tillman tipped it. They were trying to hit Parker. Tillman to his teammates, and the Bears defense steps up big. Chicago with 3 turnovers, but the Chiefs able to only convert that to 3 points in the game. It's Benson. Wide open running lane to the 41. Devin Hester threw a big block for him.
He did, but this interception, Jim, this is what's going to save the game for the Bears. Charles Tillman, the football looked like it was going to be overthrown when he first let it go. And then Charles Tillman, the last second, sticks his right hand up in there and deflects it to Daniel Manning, and it goes back to what we've said a few times. The overlooked guys on that Chicago defense. Tillman, Nathan Vasher. You can play pressure defense when your corners can hold up, just like Charles Tillman did.
His first down carry again. Benson written down for a loss. Vasher and Tillman both given new contracts in the offseason, as well as head coach Lovie Smith and Jerry Angelo in the offseason for the Bears. But they locked up those two corners.
Well, I can see why. They've really hit big on both of them. Nathan Vasher, a 4th-round draft pick, and it just turned out to be a excellent corner in this league. And Charles Tillman, that time, as I've said, I've watched them 4 games. Every time they put them in a tough situation, they've come through.
The last one lost a yard. 2nd and 11. 6.5 remaining. Postman with a flag down. And one of the Chiefs, that's Boone, pointing to his old teammate across the way, Fred Miller.
I got to tell you the truth, I'm shocked they threw the football. 6 minutes, 2 scores up.
Holding, offense number 74. 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
I really am. Keep the clock running. There's Ron Turner, offensive coordinator. So it started out so well for him today. So the Bears, you know, they're going to, they squeak this win out. Fortunate. They'll have to bear down again next week to correct the mistakes they made on the offensive side. Too, you know, Jim, it's confidence. Rex Grossman going well, a lot of confidence, feeling good, and it's unraveled here late in the 2nd half.
And a jumpy where the Chiefs. Grossman tosses it sideline. Berrien at the 40.
Grossman's pass complete to Berrien. There's a flag on the play.
Looked like Ali was across.
Offside. Defense number 91. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
It'll take the 5 yards. Take away the completion. It was Hali. Chicago been residing here the first 2 weeks of the season in the AFC West, if you will. Chargers, then Chiefs. Next week they'll host Dallas.
Jim, the Bears declined the penalty.
Oh, they did? Okay.
They did. So they took the 10-yard gain. Now they'll make it 3rd and 10. Or 3rd and 11.
I heard Mike Carey say it remains 2nd down, but I guess on second thought.
Yeah, he was playing coach there for a minute, and he was making the decision, and he was wrong.
Okay. So it's up 3rd and long.
Here comes the blitz.
Grossman unloads. And that won't be nearly enough for any first down consideration. Rasheed Davis. And they're booing.
Well, you know, you shouldn't, because what they did, they kept the clock moving. And that's what it's about. It's about trying to win the game. And again, I don't know. I think I would have just run the football.
Hey, it's Robbie Gould back punting, because we saw Dirk Johnson after that last 62-yard punt. He was in a lot of pain. It looked like he must have pulled a muscle in his left leg.
Yep.
So this will be the 2nd career punt for their place kicker, Robbie Gould. And it goes out of bounds by a mile. Let's see where they angle it. They're still moving up the sideline. Still moving up the sideline. 33-yard line. Chiefs will take over.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Budweiser. Reach for a Budweiser, the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Open up a world of taste. And by the new AT&T, your world delivered.
Just a reminder, 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately after this game, except on the West Coast, where it will be seen at its regularly scheduled time. Well, the Chiefs have had their chances today. One last gasp here from the 33. No chance for Heward as Urlacher comes busting through for the blitz and the sack. A loss of 6.
They do not play it safe, the Chicago Bears.
2nd and 15 at the 28.
Bob Babbitt's new defensive coordinator. And he goes, I got a lot of good players. No, you sitting back. Let's make it happen.
That's Heward over to Gonzalez. Taken out at the 33. That sack by Urlacher is his first sack since the 2005 season. He did not have a single sack all of last year.
Wow, look how much he's airborne. And you know, Jim, it's going to change. He didn't get sacks because they always needed him in pass coverage. But you can already tell after 2 games, this Bear defense is going to change from what we've seen. So Brian Urlacher is going to be lurking around that line of scrimmage and going after the quarterback a little more.
3rd down and 10. The view for Heward. Flag is down. It's Gonzalez with Manning trying to take the ball away.
False start. Offense number 6. 5-yard penalty is still 3rd down.
So back up the Chiefs. Set up a 3rd and 15.
There's Bob Babbage, his first coordinator's job in the NFL. What a unit to take over. How about that, the Bears defense?
Oh, and the Bears defense comes crashing in again as Tommy Harris.
What's made them so good in years past is they don't have to bring extra people to get to the quarterback. 4 defensive linemen, that's all there is. They're all capable of getting to the quarterback. That time it was Tommy Harris.
Lovie Smith's first ever draft pick at Chicago. Tommy Harris with the sack. Any more theatrics on the way from Hester? Able to shake off one.
Oh, boy.
Now looking for another angle on the sideline and makes the big run all the way to the Kansas City 48. A 24-yard return following a 52-yard punt. What a game changer.
You pin him against the sideline.
Look who's cheering him on.
Oh, man. I tell you, the punt was perfect. He caught it 1 foot from going out of bounds.
Stay on the ground this time. Benson able to get through a tiny crease to about the 44. Tonight on CBS 60 Minutes, everybody wants Alan Greenspan's opinion about the economy. Only one place you can hear it, 60 Minutes tonight. Then a new episode of the summer's hottest reality series, Big Brother, followed by Cold Case and Shark, all on America's Most Watched Network tonight. So timeout called by Kansas City. They have 1 left. How about this day in history? September 16th, 1984. Our own Boomer Esiason made his NFL debut. He went 4 for 7 for 31 yards on the day. And he actually rushed for a touchdown. The Boomer, Norman Boomer Esiason, debuting 23 years ago today.
Well, that's knowing your talent if you're a coach. They only let him throw it 7 times.
Hey, when he left the league, he was 10th all time in passing yardage.
Hey, you know, Boomer could, I'll give him that. He could throw it.
Absolutely. Vincent, and again, it was clogged up quickly and lost a yard. 3rd down play coming up. What will the Bears do with it? Another timeout. Kansas City has now used all of their timeouts.
Well, the Chicago Bears, it's been a solid day for them. The questions, I'm sure, when it's over, yes, they've won, but the offense, Rex Grossman, there's going to be a lot of questions this week again. And I really thought if he came out and had a solid performance today, that would just quiet everybody down and forget the subject. But a couple interceptions, the lack of scoring, I guess you would say, productivity from the offensive side will keep that going. For the Kansas City Chiefs, besides special teams, they had a lot going their way. The defense didn't completely break down. They've had some tremendous moments, and Damon Heward marched the team down a couple times. if they don't have the penalty with the illegal shift, they're right in the game. So you can see how they want to play this season.
Now, if the Bears don't score another touchdown, you know what they'll be saying this week. Through 2 games, we've scored 1 offensive touchdown. That's what they'll be saying around here.
Absolutely.
And that was by an offensive lineman. John Sinclair. 3rd and 8. We're going up top. Grossman looking for someone, and there is no one around. So out of bounds with it. He goes. Rush coming in at the end by James Reed.
Outside. He wants it. He's not open because there's somebody back there looking at you.
So Robbie Gould has to punt again. 25 yards. His first punt traveled. So they've gone through a couple of punters this week. Maynard up with the groin. Johnson signed here in the last day. He gets injured in this game as well. Pulls a muscle. Fair catch made by Drummond. Chiefs in those opportunities you talked about on the flea flicker. This was called back, even though it was a brilliant play by Bo.
Yep, man came in motion too quick. Blocked field goal.
And then the pick. Really a heady play by Tillman.
Yeah, 2 things, 2 times. The Bears made the play, blocking the field goal.
Got Croyle in the game here. Brody Croyle is in for Heward.
Well, it makes sense. Damon Heward is beat up and probably just can't go any longer. Brody Croyle, bigger arm, chance to find a quick strike.
If he gets any time, and there's a flag down. That pocket closed in pretty quick, didn't it?
Wow. It might be on the defense, though, for grabbing his headgear.
Darwin Walker and Tommy Harris colliding on the quarterback.
Personal foul, major face mask.
Yep.
Defense number 91. Grabbing the face mask of the quarterback and turning his head. 15 yards, automatic, first down.
Boy, Tommy Harris, just like last week, just tremendous penetration in the run game and the pass game, and he was double teamed by Larry Johnson. Didn't matter, he ran right through them both.
What do they call that? A welcome to the NFL moment?
Yeah,
Brody Croyle going to be standing back there like raw meat and hand it off. And that's Anderson coming in so quick on Michael Bennett. Then a loss of 2. This Bears defense holding Larry Johnson to 55 yards on 16 carries. Bennett backing him up, 7 carries, 14 yards. Croyle gets the pass away, and that's Parker stepping out near the 39.
Closest Bear was Ricky Manning Jr.
He picks up 10.
Well, you know, listen, this game is far from over. What you want to do is just give yourself a chance at kicking a field goal with some time left on the clock so you can onside kick, at least get a couple throws into the end zone. Of course, the best scenario would be to score a touchdown on this drive.
Croyle got a little one-on-one action going, and that's Webb coming under it. That pass was perfect. Charles Tillman on the coverage.
Yeah, Charles Tillman, Jim, looked back like he thought the ball was gone or expected it short.
Goes for 33 yards. And a quick hit by Urlacher as Bennett makes the 5-yard grab. They made the quarterback change. This is from the Chiefs because Heward had the wind knocked out of him. He's back to Bennett. Bennett with a nice piece of running, but the ball comes out. Is he down? That's Briggs on the recovery. Chicago football. Bennett making that last extra move, and it cost him. Definitely a fumble.
Charles Tillman with the last hit that knocks it out. you've got to know when you get in this against a team this good, they converge to the football so much. You've got to protect it once the first hit comes. Man, that was a nice drive by the Chiefs and a really good start for Brodie Croyle.
He got some attention, didn't it? And will this week, no doubt. As Benson adds to his numbers. It's a 15-yard run, and Benson has a 100-yard effort. So we reached the 2-minute warning. There it is. Bears doubling up the Chiefs, 20-10. Back here in Chicago, the Bears actually led at one time 14-0. Looked like this had the makings of a blowout. But the Chiefs hung tough. They actually had their chances. They had 4 trips to the Chicago 30 in the second half and managed only 3 points in all of that. Again tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes straight ahead, then Big Brother, Cold Case, and Shark right here on America's #1 network.
It's like 2 different games won it today. You know, it's Bears, Bears, Bears. And now when it's over, you go, wow, the Chiefs had a lot of chances to get back in this and get a chance to win. There's no question.
Another kneel down. Benson with 101 rushing yards. That's what the official number is. Heward had really a number of occasions in this game where he had no chance. Our thanks to all of our crew. Our executive producer of the NFL on CBS was Sean McManus and Tony Petitti. Coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS and of today's game, Lance Barrow. And our director, Mike Arnold. A nod to our senior producer of CBS Sports and the NFL Today, Eric Mann, Chicago's very own. Our director is Bob Matina, and the coordinating producer of CBS Sports is Harold Bryant. Videotape producer of today's game, Pete Radovich Jr. Associate directors Corey Fishman, Andy Friedman, broadcast associates Alex Perchie, Mike Friedman, technical manager Pete Callander, technical director Jonas Einstein, audio supervisor Ed Soltis. Ethan Cooperson, another Chicago man in the booth, keeping us up to date on all the stats. Kevin McHale keeping things going here in the booth, managing the scene. Editorial consultant Tommy Spencer. We've got a little Denver-Oakland bonus coverage coming up. As James Brown, we sent it your way.
Jim, that is exactly right, and it's a good one. We'll take the viewers to it's all tied at 20. 27 seconds left in regulation. A heated rivalry indeed. Let's join the announcers out there, Kevin Harlan and Rich Gannon.
Welcome to Denver. Those of you watching other games, 3rd and 7. They need the 48 and a tie ball game. 1 timeout remaining.
Here comes the pressure. Can't hold it. There's the one-on-one.
He's looking for Porter, working on Bly. It's intercepted by Trey Bly. Inside the 20. Clock at 17 seconds.
And Kevin, they went right back at that matchup. And what happens here is I need more from Jerry Porter if I'm Josh McCown. It's not a great throw. It's a little inside. He's got to keep it outside. But now go fight for the ball. Don't give up on it. Fight for the ball. And Trey Bly, he does a nice job recovering. Now watch him turn around, wheel around, and find the ball. Jerry, you got to find a way to get that ball out of his hands. You can't let, you got to become a defender in that situation.
So Bly gets his first interception as a Denver Bronco. Came in a trade with Detroit. And they're going to sit on it, and we're going to go to overtime, tied at 20. What a comeback nonetheless by the Oakland Raiders, down 17-3, much like they did last week at home against Detroit when they were down 17-0. They went up 21-20, eventually lost that game. Here down 17-3, comeback with safeties and a touchdown pass of 46 yards, and an interception by a linebacker returned 44 yards for a touchdown. And then Elam tied it on a 20-yard field goal moments ago for Denver. We're at 20 going to overtime. On the overtime rules, we're going to have the coin toss here coming up. There'll be one 15-minute period, 2 timeouts per team. No coaches' challenges.
We will have one sudden death overtime period to determine the winner. Fourth quarter timing rules will be in effect. Each team is entitled to 2 timeouts. All replay will be initiated by the replay assistant upstairs. Oakland is visiting team. Helmet is heads, Eagle is tails. Call is tails. It is heads. Denver's won the toss every seat.
Well, Kevin, this Raiders football team has taken the first step. They've battled their way back into this football game. Now, can they take the second step and find a way to finish on the road?
Raiders looking for their first regular season win in the last 11 games. And now we welcome most of the country here to Mile High in Denver with Rich Gannon and Kevin Harlan. We're tied at 20. We're going to overtime. Oakland was down 17-3. We're tied at 20. Back to Denver after this. We're at overtime at 20 apiece. Coin toss favored Denver. They'll receive it from Janikowski, who's kicked everything into or out of the end zone today. Dominique Hickson is deep end. Denver last week was involved in a very exciting game, come from behind in Buffalo.
And they get the field goal unit on. 8 seconds. Can they do it? I don't think they can get it off. 3. They get the snap. It's down. It's up. It's good. Holy Toledo.
Terrific finish you watched on CBS last week. All right, here's Jay Cutler, 1st and 10 from the 20.
Sometimes, Kevin, you have a big emotional win like that on the road. You have a letdown at home. I don't sense that from this Broncos football team today.
Yes, they gain a lot of confidence with that. This is Travis Henry wrapped up by Sam Williams on a gain of a yard to the 21.
Well, Kevin, we talked with Warren Sapp yesterday evening. He said this game is going to be decided along the fronts. The offensive line, the defensive line, those battles, and that's really where it's really been today. And I tell you, it's been impressive to see both these teams slug it out.
Quarterbacks thinking in regular time, quarterbacks thinking in overtime.
It shouldn't change too much for Jay Cutler. He just has to manage the situation, make good decisions. That last drive that went 90 yards was pretty impressive.
2nd and 10, make it 9. For a long 9 yards. Here's Cutler outside, Javon Walker. And he is brought down by Tommy Kelly. It's a catch and run of 7. He's out to the 27-yard line.
And that was impressive there. And I'm seeing some growth in Jay Cutler. They called a special play. They called a shot play where they're going to take a shot down the field. It wasn't there, and he did the next best thing. He kicked it wide for some positive yardage.
Selvin Young is going to take the place at running back of Travis Henry. They also bring in Brandon Stokely, who caught a touchdown pass earlier, and Rob Ryan is going to counter with an extra defensive back. And that is Chris Carr. So 5 in the secondary for the Raiders. 3rd down and 2 from the 27.
Man-to-man coverage. There it is.
And looking for the undrafted rookie out of Texas, Young. Coverage by the linebacker, Howard, who had an interception return for a touchdown earlier on Cutler. It's 3 and out for the Denver Broncos. They got a punt.
And Kevin, one of the things you're seeing from these Oakland Raider linebackers is that they can all run. And they've got man-to-man coverage. That's what the Broncos have wanted, the matchup with the back on the linebacker. And yet Thomas Howard was able to hang with Selvin Young.
There's Sauerbrunn to punt, and the rookie out of Texas El Paso, Johnny Lee Higgins, is back inside the 25. No wind here inside the stadium today.
A short kick.
Line drive. And Higgins, a record setter in college, dancing at the 22. Brought down on the play by Jerome Cox. 51-yard punt, 6-yard return to JB in New York.
Kevin, the Detroit Lions are 2-0 for the first time since 2004, thanks to this Jason Hanson 37-yard field goal game winner in OT. The Lions up in the Minnesota Vikings with that field goal. Back to Kevin Harlan and Rich Gannon.
You got it, JP. Last week, Detroit beat Oakland 36-21.
And Kevin, it just seems like these teams battle for 60 minutes, and so many times it comes down to the kicker.
Lamont Jordan is over 100 yards on the day on the ground, 27-yard line, 1st and 10. And it is Jordan. A Griffith block, and that opens up the door. He gets by Lynch, and he's off to the races. Brought down from behind by Ian Gold. He's down to the 40, a 33-yard gallop, and a 1st down for the Raiders.
And now you got him right where you want him. Nice job by Barry Sims out on the edge. Good job up front, and nice job making John Lynch miss in space. You see Ian Gold come back from behind and make that play, but now the Raiders have him right where they want him, Kevin, at the 40-yard line. All they got to do is be smart here, pick up another 7 or 8 yards, and then you're in field goal range for Sebastian Janikowski.
Lamont Jordan, 155 on the ground. That is a career high. He is left, and Fargas is in. 1st and 10 from the 40.
There's the shot. They're going to take it.
McCown got a good block from the rookie tight end Miller. Throws it away downfield. He was looking for Jerry Porter, who was working on Trey Bly, who he beat on a 46-yard touchdown route earlier in the half.
And Kevin, we always talk about the scramble drill. When the quarterback starts moving to his right or to his left, it's imperative that the receivers work back to the quarterback. And in neither situation there did Jerry Porter or Ronald Curry take a good angle back. That would have given Josh McCown an outlet throw.
Travis Taylor has become a wide receiver atop your screen. 2 tight ends. 2nd down and 10. Fargas remains in the backfield. Justin Fargas, hit and brought down by D.J. Williams. It's a meager gain of 2. He's down to the 38-yard line. And we told most of our audience before, 60 minutes is on deck, except on the West Coast, that in pregame warm-up, Sebastian Janikowski nailed a 65-yard field goal with no wind at his back, but in the thin air here of Denver.
Kevin, what I know about Mike Shanahan, the Denver Broncos, when push comes to shove and the game is on the line, they almost always heat you up. And I would expect some pressure here on 3rd and 8. Let's see if it comes.
Lamont Jordan is back in.
Here it
is 3rd and 8. Jordan, we got a block from Sims, then he was drilled by Lynch after a gain of 4, takes him to the 34.
Boy, that was a big hit at the end of that play, wasn't it?
Here comes Janikowski. They're going to try for the win. Janikowski in overtime in his career is 1 of 2. He was 0 of 3 kicking field goals last week at home against Detroit. This will be a 52-yard try. He has had 7 game-winning field goals in his career. The hold by Leckler. The snap by Kondo. And for the win, the Raiders have won it. Their first regular season win in 11 regular season games. And Denver may have called a timeout before the kick went in.
How about that?
And that is the call.
Well, they wait so late. What they do, this is a strategy move by these coaches. They wait so late, and they grab an official on the sidelines, and they wait till the very last second to make that call.
But for Janikowski, is that like a practice kick right there? Can he use that to his advantage?
I'll tell you what, it makes it even more difficult, in my opinion. You've already made one. You just watch. He's waiting. He's waiting. Now he signals for the timeout. And in that situation, Kevin, they will alert the officials ahead of time that that is their intention, and that is what they're going to do.
They'll try it again from 52.
Now you need another great snap, another great hole, and another great kick. Low snap.
And it's got the distance, but it is wide. Can you believe it?
And Kevin, that was a low snap, and what happened there was Shane Leckler had a little difficult time getting that one down. It's exactly what happened. Watch the snap. It's a little low and inside. Takes him a little bit while to get it down. And the kick just misses a little bit wide left. Oh, it hits the upright. Wow. Can't believe it.
He hit the top of the post 40 feet up from 52 yards. And what a timeout taken by Mike Shanahan, which was not recognized on the field except for the referee because Both teams were playing as if the kick went in.
Kevin, you talk about this being a game of emotions and how they could swing back and forth. And now it's up to the Broncos to try to find a way to keep things intact, generate some energy offensively, and make some plays.
And playing with the short field. It's Travis Henry on 1st and 10. To the 43. Walked down by Warren Sapp after a gain of 1.
Kevin, I always said to myself in these situations, now is not the time to be conservative. Let Jay Cutler go out there and make some plays. You know, let him be aggressive. Let him take some shots. He's the guy that can win it for you with his strong arm.
2nd down and 9. Back of the ball, touching the 42, so that's officially where it is spotted. Lepsis with the block. That is Bell. He gets a block from Graham. From behind, he is tackled by the linebacker, Sam Williams. It is a gain of 8. He's to the 49-yard line of the Oakland Raiders. Well, don't miss the new show that has everybody talking about. See what the St. Louis Post-Dispatch says. Kid Nation is the most intriguing and potentially the most socially relevant new reality show of the season. It's Kid Nation, premiering Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on CBS. Ball is at the 50. It is 3rd and 2. Elam won the game last week with a field goal. Will he be called upon to do the same today in overtime? 2 tight ends, including Jackson. And this is Henry. Bulldozing his way through and tackled by Schweigert at the Oakland 38. A 13-yard pickup and a Denver first down.
Well, that's a great run, and it's some great blocking up front. And you watch the fullback, you watch Mike Bell, you watch him clean up in there, and then you watch Travis Henry finish at the end of that run. Look at Mike Bell. He gets ahead on Thomas Howard. And then again, Travis Henry finishing runs at the end, running over free safety Stuart Schweigert.
2 tight ends. Base personnel out there defensively for the Raiders. 1st and 10 from the 38. Henry again. Tackled by Morrison. Got a good block on the play from his left guard, Myers. It's a gain of 7, a gain to the 31-yard line.
Well, Kevin, I get the sense that this front 7 of the Raiders is starting to get worn down right now. And they're not holding up in the run game. And now you can see the energy level pick up in that Denver offensive huddle.
Henry today, 128 yards rushing. Denver as a team, 179.
And all the movements and shifts by the tight ends, Kevin. 2 tight end sets, 1 receiver. Their heavy set. It's a set they like to be in when they want to run the ball.
2nd and 3, it's Henry. And held on the defensive line by Tommy Kelly for no gain, 30-yard line. But you like this approach by Denver.
Yeah, you're in the plus side of the field now. Now you got to be smart with the ball. I would expect a run in this situation again. You're already in field goal range. Just be smart. Take care of the ball. I step into the huddle if I'm Jay Cutler, and I tell everybody, hey, let's be smart. No penalties. And you have 2 hands on the football. You know the Raiders are going to be trying to strip the ball out. That's really their only chance here to try and get the ball on the ground.
2 tight ends remain. 3rd down and 3 from the 30 of Oakland for the Denver Broncos. This is Mike Bell. Hit by Morrison, brought down 27-yard line, and oh so close to a first down on a gain of a couple. Cutler today has thrown a touchdown pass. Has been picked off twice. Cecil Sapp had a touchdown run. The Raiders' Josh McCown, playing with a broken right finger, has thrown a touchdown pass. He's also thrown 3 interceptions.
Well, Kevin, one of the things that's been interesting when I watch this offense today of the Broncos is I get the sense there's a lot of plays that look the same but are different. In other words, same personnel groupings, same formations, same movements, same shifts, but yet so many things come off the same action, and that makes things very difficult for a defense.
2nd consecutive week for the Denver Broncos. Rich, they've gained a lot of yards, but not all that many points to show for.
And again, the production in the red zone, not where you would expect this Denver offense to be. And they've stalled in this part of the field and had to settle for field goals.
Sapp is back in as the fullback. The 2 tights. 7th play coming up. 28, 1st and 10. Henry. And hit by Richardson, the rookie, and driven back, in fact, a yard back to about the 29, 28-yard line, depending on the spot. Henry coming as a free agent from Tennessee. He was a Pro Bowler before that at Buffalo, the perfect running back for this offense.
And Kevin, the thing about him is he can handle the workload. He's the guy that can handle 25, 30 carries a game. He's productive, and the thing that I like about him is he's durable.
Second down and 11. Officially at the 28. He gets by Kelly. Here comes Cutler. And it's caught by Brandon Marshall. The block by Graham. The gain to the 4. The tackle made by Huff. A flag. Well, it's just been picked up. It was a 23-yard catch and run. First and goal, Denver. A flag was down across the way, then quickly retrieved by the official.
And again, to get Jay Cutler out on the edge, now you have some options. He can either run it in that situation, or he can find Brandon Marshall in the crossing route.
Well, they're going to try to ice it and put it in the win column right here with Jason Elam. Can he kick his second game-winning field goal in as many weeks? A 24-yard try. Denver is one. And the Denver Broncos have their first 2-0 start since 2003. Mike Leach had the snap. Todd Sauerbrunn, the new holder this year, put it down. And like last week, Elam was good, and he and the Broncos go to 2-0. Oakland goes to 0-2. Jason Elam has just put through his 22nd game-winning field goal in his career. And Denver has beaten Oakland for the 5th consecutive time. Tonight on CBS 60 Minutes, featuring an interview with Alan Greenspan, then Big Brother, Cold Case, and Sharp. What a beginning to this season for the Denver Broncos, off to a 2-0 start. For Rich Gannon and our entire CBS Sports crew, Kevin Harlan saying goodnight from Mile High in Denver. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.
Of Mattel's famous talking dolls. We pull the ring, and you say 11 different things.
My car insurance rates are too high. Really? I just saved a bunch by switching to Geico.
Just pull the ring. You never know what she'll say next.
Pull that string one more time. I dare ya.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
And now, here's the Geico play of the day. After grabbing a 24-14 lead over Carolina, the Texans special teams took over on the ensuing kickoff. DeMarcus Fagans jarred the ball from the Panthers' Nick Goings, and after an all-out scramble, Kevin Walters' recovery gave Houston a lead they never relinquished and their best start in franchise history.
Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance.
CBS Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.